Greetings, YouTube. It is I, Muhammad Sonic Boom. What would today's card be? This one.
Greetings, YouTube. Today I am going to demonstrate the new hero deck profile, post powers of the elements, and the 2022 tins. That's right. Because I always manage to get the new cards I always wanted. So let's go to the monsters first. So for the monsters, I want double copies of Vision Hero Ferris. Why do I want Vision Hero Ferris? Because I discard another hero monster and special summon it. But when normal or special summon, I can equip, set any Vision Hero I want as a continuous spell or trap card. Yep. Like Vision Hero Increase, which is what I run. Why? Because when I took battle or effect damage on in the graveyard, I can still set it in the I can still place it face up as a spell and trap card in the spell and trap card zone. That's what I run the most, yeah. That way I can tribute it and I can bring out Vision Hero Vion, which is what I run, yeah. Because you remember what Vion does. When you normal or special summon Vion, all you can do now is send any hero monster from your deck to the graveyard. But some people would use Destiny Hero Malicious, but man, I don't need any Destiny Heroes though. Because I only have one. So in this deck. So once a turn, I can banish it, and banish any hero monster, and add Polymerization. But you can also send Shadow Mist if you normal special summon it. For the next monsters, I want double copies of Elemental Hero Stratos. Why I want Elemental Hero Stratos is because it's searchable, you know, because when I normal or special summon it. And I can also destroy spell and trap cards in the field up to the number of heroes on eye control. That's why I run Stratos, you know. And also I like running one Shadow Mist. Why? Because of this, I can add any change quick play spell card I want from my deck to the hand. But when it's sent to the graveyard, I can even add any hero monster of any choice I like, yeah? So with that, you can only use any effect one per turn and once that turn. That's why I run Shadow Mist, yeah? And as for the other heroes, I like running Elemental Hero Avion, Burstinatrix, Clayman, Bubbleman, Sparkman, yep, Bubbleman, Clayman, Burstinatrix, and Avion. They're both usable for bringing out Electrum. But those two over there can be used for Flame Wingman. The hero, my favorite hero to both he and I. Yep. Of course you haven't remembered Elemental Hero Neos, you know, the deck's ace. Right? Usable for bringing out Shining Neos Wingman or any other fusion monster that lists Neos patients as it. That's why I choose to run Neos. Especially with Spirit of Neos. Why? Because whenever my opponent's monster declares an attack, I can special summon in defense mode and it cannot be destroyed by battle. When special summon, I can add one Polymerization or spell a trap that lists Elemental Hero. But I can shuffle back to the deck and bring out any Elemental Hero normal monster like either Neos or Burstinatrix, Clayman, or Sparkman, whichever comes. First or last, maybe. And also run Honest Neos, because that's why you can discard this and you can give your any hero monster 2,500 attack points. But when on the field, I can discard any hero monster and it gains the attack points equal to the discarded monster's attack points. That's why I chose to run Honest Neos. And I also run the other heroes too, like Necro Shade, because I can null summon Neos without tributing, or Blade Edge, whichever, because Blade Edge can deal piercing damage. And also I run the other two, like Liquid Soldier, because when normal summon, I can bring back a level 4 lower hero monster in my graveyard like Shadow Mist to combo off, or Vion, or Stratos, maybe. And also run Solid Soldier, because why you can go to your link plays, you know, for any extra hero monsters you like. Because when all someone I can bring out a level 4 or lower hero monster, like either Stratos or Shadow Mist, whichever comes first. Or the Blaze Man, which I run. Because when special summon I can add a polarization. But during the main phase, I can activate this effect, like, I can't special summon monsters except for Fusion Monster, but I can send any elemental hero I like from my deck to the graveyard, so its attribute, attack, and defense is the same as the set monster. That's why. I can only use the effect of Blaze Man per turn and once that turn. This is why I use these. But also I run Destiny Hero Diamond Dude. If I remember what Diamond Dude does, once turn I can reveal the top card, I can excavate the top card of a deck, you know? And if it's an old spell, I can send it to the graveyard. If not, it goes to the bottom of the deck. But during the main phase, I can activate the effect of a spell, but during the main phase on my next turn, I can activate the effect of a spell. Even if I don't control this card. Last one up, and also, I'm on the Neospace Connector, because Neospace Connector looks great, you know? And also the Crosskeeper, because with Neospace Connector, when all summon, I can bring out any Neospatian monster or elemental hero from my deck in defense mode. I can contribute Neospace Connector, and I can bring back either Neos or Neospatian. And Crosskeeper, I can send this card, and I can special summon any elemental hero monster or a Neospatian monster from my hand or graveyard. But I gotta negate its effects, you know? But if it's summoned from the graveyard, I can special summon any elemental. If I special summon a hero fusion monster while it's in my graveyard, I can banish it and I draw 2 cards and place a card from my hand to the bottom of the deck. That's why I will use Crosskeeper, you know? But I can only use each of it, a Crosskeeper, once a turn. That's why. So for these patients, I run the Grand Mole, Dark Panther, Air Hummingbird, Aqua Dolphin, Glow Moss, and Flare Scarab. Of course, you know Grand Mole, when it battles an opponent's monster, you can return both of them back to the hand. And with Dark Panther, you can also change the monster's effect, you know? That's why I would use it, yeah? And Air Hummingbird, I can gain 5 or life points for each card in my opponent's hand. And with Aqua Dolphin, I can discard a card, I can look at my opponent's hand, and choose a monster. But if I control a monster with attack points greater than or equal to the chosen card, I can destroy it. I can destroy that chosen card. And if I do, I take 500 points of damage. If not, I take 500, which is not good. And I remember Glow Moss, you know, because if it attacks or is attacked, my opponent draws a card and reveals and shows it. But I can apply the effect, you know, like the battle. If it's a monster, I can end the battle phase of his turn. If it's a spell, if it's attacking, I can change it to a direct attack. If it's a trap, I can change it to defense position. That's what I think of. And yeah, Flare Scarab will be the best of all. Because why? It gains 400 attack points for each spell and trap card my opponent controls. That's why I would use Flare Scarab. It's all for the monsters. Now we're gonna go to spells. Starting off with the fusion spells, I run Polymerization, Fusion Destiny for fusion summoning a Destiny Hero monster, and also Miracle Fusion. Why? It's because Miracle Fusion, you can fusion summon any elemental heroes by any elemental hero from your extra deck by banishing any fusion materials listed on it from my field or graveyard. And with Fusion Destiny, I can bring out any Destiny hero like Phoenix Enforcer, whichever it is, yeah? And Polymerization could be easy to use as well, yeah? And the search engine I'd be running would be 2E Emergency Call. Why? Because I can add any elemental hero from my deck to the hand, yeah? And what else is searchable? Reinforcement of the army. Because you can add any level 4 lower warrior type monster, like Aqua Dolphin, Crosskeeper, or Connector maybe, or any other elemental hero, or Vision hero, Destiny hero, whichever comes, yeah. And next up, Oversoul. You can bring back any Elemental Hero normal monster like Neos or any others, like Vercingetorix, Clayman, or Sparkman, with Oversoul. I run the other spells, that I got from Powers of the Elements, like E and Way. You see, when an Elemental Hero monster is used as material for a fusion summon, and it was sent to the graveyard or banished, I can special summon any Neospatian or an Elemental Hero Neos from my deck. And if a Neospatian monster or Elemental Hero monster I control, or in my graveyard is shuffled to my deck or an extra deck, I can bring out any Elemental Hero from my graveyard. And also run Overfusion. Why am I thinking of running Overfusion? Because I can target one face-up monster on the field. I can reveal one Elemental Hero Neospatian or level 10 monster from my hand, such as Ubel, which I don't have. And the target monster's name becomes treated as the revealed monsters. From a hand deck or extra deck, yeah? But yeah. I can send a revealed monster to the graveyard, or if I have Elemental Hero Neos on my field or graveyard, I can shuffle it back to the deck. That's right. I can only activate one Overfusion per turn. That's why. And I think the other spells I run is Instant Contact. Why I run Instant Contact is because I pay 1,000 life points, and I can bring out any level 7 or lower Elemental Hero or Neospatian from my extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, like either Neospatian Marine Dolphin or Glowmoss, yes. But when Elemental Hero Neos if Elemental Hero Neos is neither on the field nor in my graveyard, the summoned monster cannot attack and its effects are negated, and also it returns to the extra deck. I can only do this if I have Elemental Hero Neos in play. And also the other one I got is EN Engaged Neospace. Why? Because I can send a Neospatian monster and an Elemental Hero monster, one from my hand and another from my deck. So I can special summon any Neospatian monster or level 5 or higher Elemental Hero from my deck, and I can add a polymerization from my deck or graveyard. But if I special summon Elemental Hero Neos by this effect, it gets 1,000 attack points, so no problem at all. But I can't special summon monsters from the extra deck except for fusion monsters, so I can only activate the Engage Neospace once a turn, so you'll have to wait till I get Ian Shuffle. I think the other, and also run double copies of Mass Change. Why? Because I can bring out any, I can send a hero monster to the graveyard and bring out a masked hero, even if it's face down, of the same attribute, like Dark Law or Anki, whichever it is. Also, I like running Mass Change too, because I can discard a card and target one face-up monster I control that has a level, and I can send it to the graveyard, and I can bring out a masked hero from my extra deck as well. And also, I love running Mass Charge. Why? Because I can target a hero monster and change quick play spell card in my graveyard, and I can add that to the hand. That's why Mass Charge will come in handy. Also, I run Neos Fusion. Why? Because I can special summon a fusion monster from my extra deck that lists exactly 2 monsters by sending those monsters to my hand, deck, or field, ignoring the summoning conditions. That's right. Ignoring those summoning conditions. That's right. And yeah, I can special summon monsters as well after the card resolves, but a fusion monster I control that lists Elemental Hero Neos would be shuffled to the return to the extra deck, or destroyed by battle, or destroyed by battle or card effect. I can banish this from my graveyard instead. That's why I got this from, I think, the tins as well, yeah. Also, I run Contact Gate. Why I run Contact Gate? Because I can banish 2 Neospatians with different names, and I can bring out 2 Neospatians with different names to my graveyard. From my hand, deck, or graveyard, but I can't special summon any monsters except for fusion monsters. But if I fix up fusion monsters that list Elemental Hero Neos returns to my field to the extra deck, I can banish this to my graveyard and bring back one of my banished Neospatians. That's why I would run this kind. Also, I like running a Hero Lives. Why? Because I can pay half my life points if I have no face-up monsters and bring out any level 4 lower elemental hero from my deck like Shadow Mist or Stratos. Or any other level 4 lower elemental hero, whichever comes first. Also, I run favorite hero. Why? Because I can equip it to a level 5 or higher, hero monster. And if I control a card in my field zone, the equipped monster gains the attack points equal to the original defense. And my opponent cannot target it with card effects. But at the start of my battle phase, I can activate any field spell, like Skyscraper or Neospace, which is what I run. But when the equipped monster attacks and destroys the monster by battle, I can send it to the graveyard so it can attack again. And with Neospace, this is the best field spell you would ever need. Or you would prefer Skyscraper, but with Neos, with Neospace, I can have Elemental Hero Neos and all fusion monsters gain 500 attack points. And they don't need any effects. And they don't need to be returned to their deck. Extra deck. Nope. That's why. Also, I like running Miracle Contact. Why? Because I can shuffle to the deck from my hand, field, or graveyard the fusion materials that are listed on Elemental Hero Fusion Monster, and I can bring out that fusion monster from my extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions. Otherwise, I would have been like, Triple Contact Fuse, you go! Very funny. Triple Contact, you go. Also, the other spells, I would run Burial, Twin Twisters, and Monster Reborn. Well, I don't run Monster Reborn because I can bring back any kind of hero monster, like Blazeman or Shadow Mist or Stratos, whatever, maybe so on. Or Diamond Dude, maybe. Now for the traps. The traps, I run Favorite Contact. Why? Because with Favorite Contact, I can special summon a fusion monster in my extra deck, ignoring the summoning conditions, by placing materials listed mentioned as if in the bottom of my deck in any order among the banished cards, or if I place Elemental Hero Neos in my deck, neither player can return that special summon monster to the extra deck. That's why I run Favorite Contact. But also I like running Hero Signal. Why? Because when a monster is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, I can special summon a level 4 lower elemental hero from my hand or deck. Also, I like running Magistry Alchemist. Why? Because I can banish 4 hero monsters and special summon the hero monster from my graveyard, ignoring the summoning conditions. And if I were to banish Earth, Water, Fire, and Wind to activate this effect, the monster's original attack points become double. And all face-up charges my opponent controls are negated, which is why I can only activate 1 Magistry Alchemist per turn. What I like. I'm on next. Why? Because I can special summon any number of monsters with different names in my hand or graveyard that are Neospatian monsters or Elemental Hero monsters, but I can negate their effects. But as long as I control any of those special summon monsters face up, I can't special summon monsters from the extra deck except for fusion monsters, whichever comes, first. Any others? I run Fusion Reserve. Why? Because I can reveal a fusion monster in my extra deck and add one of the fusion materials listed as if in my deck and add a polymerization from my graveyard back to the hand. I also run Jar of Avarice. And last but not least, Infinite Permanence. That's all for the main deck. We're going to go with the extra deck. The extra deck consists of Contrast Hero Chaos. Why? Because it requires 2 masked hero monsters if I were to use Polymerization or Miracle Fusion. And he's also treated as an Elemental Hero card. And it must be Fusion summoned. And you'll say, while face up, it's also a light attribute. And its quick effect, you can negate any monster effect till the end of a turn. And I run Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. The best of all. Why? Because monsters lose 200 attack points for every hero card in my graveyard. And I can only activate the following effects of Destiny Hero, Destroyer, Enforcer once a turn. Its quick effect, I can destroy 1 card I control and 1 card on the field. But when it's destroyed by a card effect, I can bring it back during the standby phase of the next turn. That's why I run Destroyer, Phoenix, Enforcer. Now we're gonna go with the Elemental Heroes. I run Absolute Zero because why? Because it gains 500 attack points for each water attribute monster on the field. If my opponent's running water attributes. But when I left the field, I can destroy all the monsters. Also, I run Brave Neos. Why? Because I can, it gains 100 attack points for each new space and hero monster in the graveyard. And when it's destroying an opponent's monster by battle, I can add one spell and trap in my deck to the hand and list the card Elemental Hero Neos in the text. I like running Electrum. Why? Because, must be fusion summoned. And while face up, he's also wind, water, earth, and fire. And when I fusion summon it, I can shuffle all the banished cards to the decks. And yeah, it gains 300 attack points for each monster my opponent controls that shares an attribute with this. Because with Electrum, who knows what I do? Yep. If my opponent's running a water-based Yu-Gi-Oh deck, or fire, or wind, or earth, whatever it is. And I like running the hero to both he and I. Elemental Hero Flame Wingman requires Elemental Heroes Avion and Burstinatrix. Why? Because when it must be fusion summoned, and when I destroy the monster I battle and sends it to the graveyard, my opponent will take the damage equal to the attack points of the monster. And they also run one Shining Neo Swingman. Why? Because it gains 300 attack points for each hero monster in the graveyard, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. But if special summon, I can destroy all cards my opponent controls. That's up to the number of these attributes. Different attributes among the monsters on the field. Well, you'll see, when I destroy the monster by battle, my opponent takes damage equal to the monster's original attack points. That's why I like running this. And the next card I like to run would be, yes, Magma Neos. Oops, Master Yankee. Nope, Magma Neos. Why? Because it must be first special summoned by action by shuffling the above cards, like Grand Mole, Flare, Scarab, and Neos. Why? Because it gains 400 attack points for each card in the field. And if I can shuffle it to the extra deck during the end phase, but if it's shuffled, I can return all cards on the field to the hand. That's why I would choose Magma Neos. And oops, my bad. So next up, I run Elemental Hero Sunrise. Why do I run Elemental Hero Sunrise? Is when it's fusion summoned, I can add a Miracle Fusion to my deck to the hand. And monsters I control gain 200 attack points for each attribute I control. Only if it's special summoned, yeah. So when it attacks declare involving a hero monster, I can destroy any card on the field. That's why. Again. Sorry about that. Also, I run two other heroes, like Anki and Darklaw. Why do I run Darklaw and Anki? Because Anki, when it can attack my opponent directly, but the battle damage is cut in half. And when I destroy a monster I battle, I can add a change quick play spell card, like Form Change, which I don't use anymore, or any other mass change, whatever it is. And also on Darklaw. Why? Because any card sent to my opponent's graveyard is banished instead. And once a turn, if my opponent adds a card from their deck to the hand, I can banish a random card from my opponent's hand, yeah? It only happens, except during the draw phase. And also I like running Adoration. Why? Because I can even weaken my monster's attack points by any heroes once a turn. Vision Hero Adoration will come in handy though. Last but not least, I run Cross Crusader because I can target a Destiny hero and special summon it. I can tribute Destiny hero monster and add a hero monster with a different name from my deck to the hand, whichever comes first. And also the Dread Decimator. Why? Because Dread Decimator, discard any of the hero monsters, gain 100 attack points for each hero monster in the graveyard, plus they can deal piercing damage, just like Blade Edge can. and also everyone Wonder Driver. That's the last of the heroes, yeah. Because of this, when a hero monster is normal or special summon, I can target one polymerization, fusion, or change quick play spell, and I can set it. Well, if it's destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or in my possession, destroyed by an opponent's card effect, I can bring back I can bring out a hero monster from my hand of any kind I like. Why would I want to use Liquid Soldier? So, without further ado, we're going to go to the side deck. Side deck consists of Elemental Hero Prisma. Why? Because Prisma, I can send any Elemental Hero from my deck to the graveyard, and its name becomes a set monster. Also, Wild Heart. With Wild Heart, it's unaffected by traps, you know? Spells, Generation Next. If my life points are lower than my opponent's, I can add to the hand or special summon any Elemental Hero monster, Karibo, or Neospatial monsters. But I can't activate cards or effects with the same name as that card. So to add it to the hand will be recommended, maybe. And Fitful is why it's usable. You know, you can target 5 Elemental Hero cards in my graveyard and shuffle into the deck and draw 2 cards, or draw 3 instead if you don't have any cards on my side of a field or hand when I activate it. Any other fusion monsters I like: Shining Flare Wingman, Chaos Neos, Divine Neos, Nebula Neos, and Cosmo Neos. That's all for the deck profile, guys. This is Mom and Sonic Boom. Over and out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to subscribe, click on this tab. For more videos, click either one of them.